everyone.
Russian dog, 8-hour ball.
I mean, it's fine.
But we ended up in a semi-lockdown anyway.
It's pretty nice, I might say.
Hi everyone, my name is Katya Torayu and I'm here today to share some stories of foreigners, internationals who stayed in Russia and are here now in quarantine. I decided to ask them about the reasons why they decided to stay and whether they had options to leave the country or stay, and if they stay, then what are they currently doing here, whether they feel fine or not. So let's go for it.
Hello everyone, my name is Bernie, I'm Austrian. In more details, I'm from Upper Austria, a metropole called Senftenbach. I'm pretty sure every one of you will hear from it once in a lifetime. It's a really beautiful small village and worth a visit for sure. And currently I'm doing my double degree program here in Saint Petersburg, which means it's like a master in my home university in Steyr in global sales and marketing, and furthermore a master of business administration here in Saint Petersburg.
Hi everyone, my name is Long. I come from Vietnam and now I'm a second year student of Saint Petersburg State University of Economics.
Hey guys, my name is Frankie. I'm currently in St. Petersburg, Russia, on my student exchange, and my home university is the University of Economics in Prague, Czech Republic. It was a great experience so far until the virus hit.
Hey everyone, what's up? My name's Abraham. I'm Iranian. I've been living in Russia for 2.5 years.
Hello everyone, myself Yuva and I'm from India. I'm currently studying in Saint Petersburg in ITMO University. I'm doing Masters in Information Security.
Hello everyone, my name is Carla and I'm Italian. I live in St. Petersburg. I've been living here for I think 7 months, even though I had my first experience in Russia last year for an exchange program where I met Yekaterina that helped me with housing problems, with registration and so on and so forth. And then I decided to move to St. Petersburg. Actually, I'm not an exchange student now. I'm a master's student at HSC University.
Why did I decide to stay here? It is because I feel safe here and I have everything. Moreover, I really wanted to finish my studying here, and it was not sure if the university will close or not, or if online classes will continue or not. So 2 weeks ago, when almost all internationals decided to leave, I decided to stay. Also for that reason, because I don't like to be stuck with my thoughts in the head, or to be stuck in the middle and always have to play with the thoughts, should I go or not? So I just decided to stay, and yeah, that's it. The options for going back home would be like with a few different stops through Austria, Germany, I guess, or other neighbor countries from Austria by airplane.
As you know, the situations of COVID-19 all over the world now is so dangerous and complicated. And everyone's come back home, I think, but I decided to stay here in Russia. So why did I decide to stay and what were my options? Actually, there was 2 options: stay in Russia and go back to Vietnam. At first, I was about to fly back home because my university later to study through online classes till 13th of April. But there was a news that Russia will close the border till 1st May. I was really confused at that time because I can go back to Vietnam, but what happened if they wouldn't open the border till that time? How could I go back to Russia? How could I continue my study? And how about my final test? At the same time, I heard that the border of Vietnam will close soon. So if I hadn't made a choice quickly, so I have to stay in Russia through this pandemic. And yeah, I think my life is a comedy and tragedy at the same time. After the tons of questions, I realized that I didn't have my passport with me. I left it at my university to get an extension of my visas in Russia. So the one and only option is to stay in Russia during this time, during this quarantine, during this pandemic.
I decided to stay in St. Petersburg alongside some other exchange students as the situation in our home countries were quite serious. I know from my friends that the Czech government imposed a strict lockdown immediately, and I talked to my parents who basically agreed with me that I should stay here. So in the end, we were sort of hoping that it's going to go well, but we ended up in a semi-lockdown anyway.
Currently, because of the virus, it's been a lot of talk, so I'm trying to just shed a little light on what's exactly going on. I live in Saint Petersburg. The situation in Moscow is pretty scary, like everything's... Like everyone's in quarantine, no one's allowed to go out. They check you everywhere with like scanners. And like they take your temperature. If you have a fever, you have to go to quarantine, special places, I don't know. In Iran, it's pretty bad. Like the virus spread fast and it's not that good. I had the option to go back. I don't want to be honest. My life is here. Yeah.
I decided to stay in St. Petersburg, Russia, because this is my last semester and I thought it's better to stay here and complete my degree and then travel back, because if I would have gone back to my home country and if this virus doesn't decrease or the pandemic still goes on, I would have stuck back home and I would have not able to come here and defend my thesis. So I thought it's better to stay in St. Petersburg and not to travel back home. And
Yeah, I was super excited of moving to Russia, but then we had this wonderful surprise of coronavirus, and I'm a bit disappointed because this is the best, even though today is snowing, this is the best season in St. Petersburg, May and June. So let's stay focused, and I decided therefore to stay in Russia in this emergency period. First of all, because when I had the chance to go back to Italy, the situation there was mainly a bit exaggerated, and it was not that safe to go back to Italy, especially because I had to fly through St. Petersburg, Moscow, and then Rome. So there was a high chance for me to get the virus and then to infect my family. So I decided to stay here. I had the chance to go back again last week because the embassy organized a special flight. But again, I was not convinced, so I put my family safety first. And yeah, even though now in Italy the situation is better, my family is fine, which keeps me like more motivated and more, if I can say, happier. So yeah.
Well, I would say the quarantine so far is okay. I think it's same for everyone, and we can do all our best to create a safe and healthy environment. I mean, for sure it's a bit tough because I like to socialize, and furthermore, a dog, Russian dog, ate our ball, so we cannot play it anymore, and yeah, that's really a bit a shit. And yeah, but we try our best. Life has to continue, and actually here in quarantine I'm pretty fine. I'm living here with Florian. I guess you all know Florian. In the first 2 months here he never skipped a party, and yeah, I think most of you know him. So we do sports once a day. We try to stay healthy, so a shot a day keeps the doctor away, right? And yeah, we have a lot to do for our program for university and just chilling and yeah, try our best to survive.
The quarantine is definitely testing, but I'm sure it's like that for a lot of people, and there's not much we can do right now except hope that a solution will be found. Other than that, we do our assignments for university, watch TV shows, finally started reading the books that we brought over, and sometimes my roommates and I just go and buy a bottle of vodka, play some cards, and talk. In terms of the situation back home, as I heard from my friends, it's April 13th today, and in the next few days, the government is going to ease up the lockdown and allow more shops to be open.
We keep studying through online classes, and actually it was hard at first because I don't get to understand what I have to do with my exercise and what with my homework, and sometimes things get boring because I stay home too much. But I got used to it because it's about 3 weeks. Yeah, see the bright side of every situations. I have more time for myself to improve myself. I can try new recipes, cooking, learning new things. Actually, I'm learning Spanish. Yeah. What the situation is back home in Vietnam. I'm very proud of my country about the pandemic in Vietnam. I think Vietnam is doing very well. The pandemic is under control. The number of infected people is less than 300 people. Yeah, over 100 people are recovered, and there is no dead persons. Yeah, that's it. That's the point. Everybody wear masks in public places, comply with the social distancing, and the most important is they believe in the government.
About the situation in St. Petersburg, it's pretty nice, I might say. Like, there are policemen everywhere, supermarkets are open, you can travel around the city, the metro works, bus and tramway, everything practically works, you can do whatever you want. You are advised not to go out though. It's like self-isolation, sort of. But yeah, you can go buy anything you want. The shops are closed instead of supermarkets, I said it already. But yeah, life goes on.
Well, as it's my last semester. I just have to do my research work. So it's going pretty well right now because I just have to do research online and do myself. Add some my own work and then email my professor about it, and then he replies back with the same. And yeah, it's quite fun for right now, but I guess it will be quite boring if it lasts pretty long, because Russian summer is coming, and then if you're stuck inside, it will be a sad thing. And yeah, back home the situation is the same like Russia, I guess. It's not so bad or so it's like in between right now.
My quarantine is doing okay. It's fine. I basically follow the rules and restriction that the Italian government gives to my nation. So I've been quarantining for more than 4 weeks so far. I just go out for groceries, or I don't know if I have to buy cigarettes, or for a quick walk once per week maybe. So I just keep on studying, or at least I try to, because I cannot be that focused. So this quarantine has a huge impact on my mental health and my study process. But at least we have online classes, so it's kind of, time filler. And I also try to do some physical exercise. So I bought some dumbbells, and other stuff which I can use to be a little bit active, even though I have issues with the absence of freedom to walk, etc. So I also try to walk in my room. I wouldn't describe my quarantine fun, even though I have a nice and sweet flatmate, Katya. So I'm lucky because we share most of our day, and we have lunch and dinner together. Sometimes we order food. We talk, we share our emotions, so we support each other, and I think it's really useful. So if I can also give a suggestion to other foreigners, just talk to your friends, to your beloved ones, because it's not easy to be in a foreign country without our parents and our close friends.
One thing what is a bit strange for me in this situation is if you ask 10 people now about the situation in general and Corona and quarantine, you get 10 different numbers and nobody's really sure what happens in Russia and everything. That's a bit curious, but yeah, well, it is what it is, right?
Now I think Russia has taken good measures. Right now they have done some strict rules. And yeah, they're also using the facial recognitions in the public cameras. Also, you're tracking your devices. You're not allowed to go more than 100 meters outside from your residential area. And yeah, if they're using the mobile location, device location to track you down. If you're out for no reason, they'll take some actions, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a best way to keep control on people.
Measures taken by the Russian government. Yeah, I think that the Russian government closed the borders in advance, like already in January, I remember, in Saint Petersburg. And I think they took measures when the situation was still like at the initial stage. While you saw that in Europe it was not like that, even though I'm really happy about how my government reacted to the situation.
Why did I decide to go to Russia? So, first of all, because I really wanted to live something different and to discover a new culture and everything. And two things what I want to mention about Russia. I am really surprised by the friendliness, hospitality, and everything about people. They are really nice. They help you in all the situations, and there was never a situation where I felt really lost or something, because always there is someone who helps you with everything.
All in all, if the virus hadn't hit us, then the exchange would be full of great experiences. The people here are fun, they are open-minded, and I'm sure that we would have traveled as a bigger group across Trans-Siberian Magistrate and see what Russia has to offer. St. Petersburg has a great bar and club scene with a variety of music choices. We basically spent the first month and a half going out, which was a lot of fun. Also, the people I met here are open-minded, they're fun, and they like to hang out. They also like to do cultural stuff, but sadly most of them left. We did travel a bit before the virus hit, as we flew to Murmansk, which is in the north, where we saw the Northern Lights. That was a really cool experience. We also drove through the Arctic tundra to get to a village named Tereberka. It's nicknamed by the Russians as the edge of the world, apparently. And a very famous Russian movie was filmed there called The Leviathan. A week after we returned from Murmansk, then we also went to a dacha, which is a cottage in the countryside. It was a big group, so we had a lot of fun, mainly drinking, playing games, and chilling.
So far, my experiences in Russia has been, I would say, wonderful, because I love this country and the culture and the literature especially, and I miss so much going to museums, because I used to go to the Hermitage once per month or twice per month. I'm positively surprised by the kindness of Russian people, especially in St. Petersburg, because in general in Europe we depict them as I don't know, cold, unfriendly people, but it's not true at all. I have good friends, good Russian friends, which are supporting me in this period. And yeah, I'm really grateful and like happy about it.
And there's something I forgot to say is about the thing I don't like in Russians. Yeah, actually, it's the language, the Russian is so hard for me because I have to learn in Russians, and sometimes I don't get to understand what teachers say in the classes. So yeah, it's hard for me, but I try my best. Yeah, and enjoy your time in Russia too.
Well, this is how it is right now, and I hope that the situation gets solved quickly somehow in summer. I hope you guys feel okay back home wherever you are in the world, and we are Tour You, a network of foreigners in Russia. We currently have to pause our activities, but we are super active online, so you can follow our blog on Instagram, touryou.space, or Best Russian Food on Instagram. We also launched a new online course where you can learn how to cook Russian dishes such as borscht. So yeah, if you are interested in Russia, let's keep in touch. My name is Katya, touryou, and see you for more stories about Russia.
I wish all of you a safe staying in Russia. Wash your hands, be safe when you go out in the streets, wear masks, and just be positive. Bye bye.
So I hope you stay all safe and healthy, and hopefully we can have a drink once together when all this passed by. So see you soon, guys. Bye bye.